Alton Towers in Staffordshire, England, has a long and interesting history. A stately home giving way to an early amusement park, before becoming the world-class resort we know today. Discover the story of Britain's biggest theme park. The Talbot family had owned the land that is now Alton Towers since the 1400s. But it was in 1801 that Charles Talbot, the 15th Earl of Shrewsbury, commissioned a grand Gothic-style country house. Construction began on a house of immense proportions, surrounded by landscape gardens filled with unusual structures. As the house grew, so did the plans, and upon Charles's death in 1827, the house was still not complete. His nephew, John Talbot, the 16th Earl, took over construction and added the iconic banqueting hall and window still recognisable today. It was the 18th Earl that first opened the grounds to the public in 1860. The Victorian railways brought even more visitors, and crowds of 30,000 were not uncommon, attracted by the estate's grand fetes. The house and grounds were still open at the outbreak of World War II, despite passing into private ownership a number of years earlier. Briefly commissioned by the Ministry of Defence, it was returned to its owners and continued as a successful leisure attraction. By the 1970s, the gardens could be explored by miniature railway and cable car, with the house surrounded by travelling fairground rides. Alton Towers would soon change beyond recognition, and the man responsible for the transformation was John Broome. Broome began his career in property development, and by his 30s had amassed a multi-million-pound fortune. His interest in Alton Towers began with the operation of a land train at the park, before buying up other concessions and eventually being appointed chairman. At the time, the booming theme park industry of the United States had yet to make its way to Britain. Broome had spotted the opportunity, and following research trips to America, had concluded he could turn Alton Towers into the UK's first theme park, a stately home that's anything but stately. 1980 would be the year. Out would go the travelling fairground, and in would come a pay-one-price entry fee. In order to launch the new venture, a standout attraction was needed, one that would capture the imagination of the British public and entice them to visit the new theme park. That ride would be the Corkscrew. The Corkscrew catapulted Alton Towers to immediate success. The iconic attraction drew queues of 6 to 9 hours, and doubled visitor numbers from 500,000 in 1979 to over 1 million in 1980. Buoyed by the success of this installation, further investment came. The next year saw the construction of Talbot Street, Around the World in 80 Days, and the Wild Water Flume. Visitor numbers swelled again, and expansion of the park continued through the 1980s. Iconic attractions such as the Black Hole, the Beast, and the Grand Canyon Rapids were constructed. The monorail, skyride, and Tower Street main entrance further enhanced the guest experience, and by 1988, visitor numbers had almost hit 3 million. Seeing success with the transformation of Chessington World of Adventures, Tussauds were keen to grow their theme park business, and in 1990 purchased Alton Towers. Tussauds were eager to further expand the park, to create themed experiences and immersive areas. Possibly influenced by the opening of Disneyland Paris, grand plans were put in place for 1992. Katanga Canyon and Gloomy Wood were constructed, each with their own new attraction, and both showcasing the new direction, focused on quality and theming. This quality carried over into what is arguably Alton Towers' most successful year, 1994. This was the year of the iconic Nemesis, and the much-loved Toyland tours. Nemesis captured the public's imagination like nothing before, and became renowned in Britain and beyond. The next decade saw continued investment in cutting-edge rides with immersive themes. Oblivion, Ripsaw, and Air all welcomed guests. And the opening of the Alton Towers Hotel saw the park become a fully fledged resort, with additional accommodation added in subsequent years. By the mid-2000s, investment quality had declined, and the lightly themed additions Spinball Whizzer and Rita Queen of Speed were in stark contrast to the extensive installations that had gone before. With a change in ownership came fresh ideas, and Merlin Entertainment's purchase in 2007 refocused the resort. Older areas were refreshed to become Mutiny Bay and Cloud Cuckoo Land, while a world's first roller coaster replaced Corkscrew with the dark and mysterious 13. The momentum continued, and guests were invited to join the Smiler in 2013 for a record-breaking 14 inversions. This standout roller coaster had an unusual theme and was a smash hit with guests, ensuring the resort's continued popularity. Unfortunately, a 2015 accident on the Smiler led to sliding attendance and a period of low investment. It wasn't until 2018 that another headline attraction was installed, and Wicker Man fused timber and fire, proving that a wooden roller coaster still had a place with modern theme park audiences. 2020 saw Alton Towers shuttered as the global pandemic closed attractions worldwide. Despite this, the theme park and wider resort have bounced back, with enhanced experiences and refreshed attractions expected in the coming years. Who knows what could be next on the horizon?